all, greetings. This is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to come and say hello. I've made a little message on Instagram, but I thought I might repeat it here. I just wanted to say that it's a very important new moon that we are experiencing now. It is in Aries, the first constellation. It is the great awakening, a new moon, new potential, great deal of newness with Chiron, the wounded healer that is moving into the sign of Aries from Pisces, and then there is Uranus that's leaving the sign of Aries into Taurus to anchor all this newness, this new age of Aquarius. So it is important to move into the light, the acceptance of this new energy. So I'm going to pull a few cards to see what the guidance we may receive for today. It is a paradigm shift. It is a great deal of transformation, deep transformation, simple transformation that are within our power to change and shift. For everything that we need to do is within our power. We were created as sovereign beings, and everything we have to become master of our own life, of all the circumstances of our life. So from there we'll understand destiny. We need to understand what is our destiny. Destiny is the path of highest joy, highest fulfillment. It is the path of liberation. It is the path of all those, everything. Once we reconnect with that point of that heart, soul, spirit energy, it includes all things. It is the highest. There is nothing more than connecting, finding that freedom, that inner freedom. What we need to do is action. For action is very important. I was reading. I was listening to a documentary on the life of Albert Einstein, and he was reading to his son at the end of his life that he thought that human life was like a bicycle. Once you're going to get started, if you don't move forward, eventually you're going to fall down. So you always have to move forward. Personally, I teach the harmonious connection between action and non-action. It's more maybe Buddhist oriented in that sense. That life is if we always in action, we get agitated. We have to learn to move into non-action. For that is even more important. But from a state of empowerment, and action becomes necessary to move forward in relation to whatever we are inspired, following the heart. And the general message for us today is the healer. It is about bringing healing as Chiron move into the Aries, bring this newness into the picture. It will bring the healing as well, and so accept the healing, accept yourself to be healed, let go, surrender everything that is no longer necessary in order to move into the new energies. I wanted to briefly discuss the fact that we are physical being, but eventually we'll come to realize that the planet is also a physical being, but she's a multi-dimensional being, just as we are. And Gaia is her name, the name of the spirit of our planet. It's a great being of light, an interdimensional being of light. And so we have to reconnect to all those understanding, all those kingdoms of nature before we are given access to more of the universe. And so we have to become to understand that we are made of the matter that is provided by this matter of Gaia, the earth, and we are made of the light of the sun, and this is the combination. The sun brings in the light into the field of love of the earth, and the earth manifests those magnificent forms and bodies. So that leads us to live in a state of gratitude, for we are made mainly of electron, physical matter, and photon, and all sorts are photonic in nature. Eventually our science will come to understand all those things, and we'll become master of the electrical domain. We'll be able to manipulate things with our mind. It is something I enjoy working on, to understand the nature of the energies that make matter exist. And eventually we'll move into a higher galactic plane, higher galactic understanding. Personally, first we have to reconnect to this solar nature, the Helios and Vesta. Personally, I see the sun as a personal being, as Helios. Is also known as Solaris, Solara. It's a great divine being of light that provides life throughout the whole solar system. And so there was a note I thought I'd make, is that I was watching a video of a friend and an extraterrestrial, so it's an acquaintance, let's say, he was named Basha, he's from the Yair, and he was saying that he was talking about the number 9 as the completion cycle within the cycle of matter, which makes sense, and he was saying that the speed of light reduces to 9, and so just by curiosity, I always thought the speed of light 300 kilometers a second, so it reduces to 3, it doesn't reduce to 9, but it may have different function, and then I looked it up, and so so I saw that it's actually the speed of light as we record it today is 299,792,458 meters per second, which comes down to 1. So it is all of light is 1 in that sense. Eventually we'll realize that there are ways for consciousness to move beyond the speed of light. This is the higher planes. The fusion with the light frequency will lead us into the 5th dimension. And so this understanding, the study of light is very, very important. Yet understand that it is not about material, physical equipment that will solve the puzzle. It is the understanding as light is our own nature. So we have everything from within to discover the nature of light as we seek to become one with the light, to tune in towards the light, to seek. Light is information, light is love, light is something that is transdimensional. For the paradise is known as the central isle of light and life. And behind me I have this family. It's called Blue Star Friends and Family. It's a very starry, very light painting. I was watching, listening to the audiobook of the Thought of Pascal, and he was a philosopher from the 17th century French, who really was he was a defender of the Catholic faith, but in many sense he taught us few things that. The heart has its reason that the reason cannot comprehend. So there is a higher intelligence within the heart, and also he's the first one who thought that in Occidental philosophy that thought that God could be omnicentric, means he's nowhere and everywhere. But that was very scary for all his contemporary, and there was no way to put a circle around it. In many sense, knowledge is like a circle. If we can conceive in the world of thoughts, if everything I know is a circle, everything that I know is contained within the circle, then my ignorance is the other limit of the circle. And in many sense, the more we accumulate knowledge, the greater the circle, the greater our ignorance become as well. So those are understanding. Those are just thoughts, understanding. I wanted to finish with a little song. It is a song that I was talking about Albert Einstein. I think that his most important contribution to the world, maybe scientific or philosophical, but in many senses, to me, his most important contribution was his unwavering support of peace. This inflexibility in front of all the dictators of his time. He was very stoic and never moved in his belief, and at 16 years old he gave up his citizenship, his German citizenship. He became apatride because he saw that his country was going into war. I mean, he was somebody that was non-compromising in relationship to peace. And so I'm going to sing this song that's also about peace, and I hope but I want to say that we are moving into an age of light and love, and so now it's like all those wars of the past have to be integrated, forgiven and forgotten, to move into a space that we can really enjoy together as creating a new world, restoring the planet, creating a civilization that works for everybody, and to develop more education in relation to creative sciences, spirituality, philosophy, science, interdimensional science. All kinds of new things will come into the picture. So I hope you enjoy those times. I'm going to finish with this song. It's a song by Bob Dylan. It goes like this. How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Yes, how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yes, how many times can a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, how many days till it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. And now the wind is finally blowing, this era of light and love and peace for all of humanity. So let us move into that new age, and I wish you a wonderful day, and I thank you for all your support and participation and attention. Namaste.